Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Jess. If you are not, welcome back. If you are new, I would love for you to go down there and click that subscribe button below and turn on those post notifications so you guys can be notified every time I upload a video. I would truly appreciate it. And without further ado, let's get into today's video. So for today's video, I don't have any of the packaging anymore because this is the second time I am filming this. I accidentally reformatted my SD card, leaving all the footage on there. So that is that. So round two, let's see how this goes. So I do apologize that I don't have like unit curtains and things like that, but I still do have prices and everything. So as you guys can see, I do have my base down to foundation, concealer, and powder. So I'm going to start off with the Brighten and Bronze Complexion Trio. This is infused with hyaluronic acid and I have it in the shade Medium Tan, which is obviously the medium one. And this is what they look like here. So you have like a brightening under eye powder, kind of like a cool tone bronzer or contour, and then a bronzer. I do already have powder on my eyes, on my under eyes. I use the Pat McGrath, but I do have the shade 1, which is a little light for me. So I'm going to use this brightening powder. These are all of the shades swatched really, really nicely. I barely touched the pan, so that's nice. And this retails for $25. I ended up getting a bundle because she does have bundles available on her website. Sorry, I'm looking down because I have some notes here. So you can purchase this for $25 by itself, but I purchased it with the bundle with the face brushes that she came out with this launch, and these retail for $36, so I paid a total of $56, so I'm saving $5 if you buy the bundle. And these are the brushes here. So you have a bronzing brush, which kind of has a cool little design in it, and then kind of a blush brush. It's kind of angled, and then a flatter kind of powder brush for under the eyes. So I'm going to go in with the shade I'm Woke, which is the brightener right here, and I'm just going to put this under the eye. My under eyes are already pretty bright because of that Pat McGrath powder. But this is a really, really nice formula, very finely milled and very, very smooth. There we are, looking good. And moving on to bronzer. I think I'm going to take a smaller, my smaller bronzing brush. This one is the rougher 5 brush. I'm going to use this to go in with Soltera, which is the middle shade here. Pardon my pronunciation. I don't speak Spanish, so I'm not sure I'm pronouncing that correctly. And I'm just going to pick up just a little bit of product there and use this lighter shade. And then I will go in the darker shade on top just to kind of see how it performs. But this is a really, really kind of nice light shade. And these are very buildable, which I like because I do tend to go in a little heavy-handed. I'm going to take it underneath the jawline here. So not too bad. I really, really like the way this is coming out. I'm going to go in with kind of the bigger brush. This is probably a mistake, but I'm going to go in with Always Summer, which is the deepener. Or, yeah, it says deepener, but this is obviously the deepest shade. So I'm just going to barely tap in there and really tap off my brush and just kind of stipple this in the areas where I want a little bit more definition. I think I went a little heavy on the temples here, so I'm going to take my powder brush and just kind of go over the edges. There we go. So I'm really, really loving this so far. I have had this for a few weeks now, and I have been picking it up regularly, so that should say something. She also has really, really beautiful blush trios. They are sold out and have been for a very long time. I don't know when they will come in stock, but I was not able to get my hands on one, so I do apologize that I don't have that here with you. I'm sorry, with me. But I am going to use this shade from her Alamar Volume 2 Reina de Caribe palette. I wasn't able to get my hands on the first volume palette just because it was sold out. So I'm going to go in with this shade here called Flamingo. So I'm going to take a really small kind of angled brush. This is the rougher number 4, and I'm going to very, very lightly tap into the shade Flamingo just because it is very, very pigmented. So I'm going to just tap in and then dust off the excess. And I'm going to use this shade as a blush. It is very, very pigmented, so I'm just going to go in with a really light hand here. As you can see, I put way too much on the apples on my cheek. So I will be going in with my powder brush to kind of pick up the excess. Taking my powder brush and just kind of going over that. Doesn't look the greatest, but it isn't a blush, and it does perform pretty nicely as an eyeshadow. I'm sorry, as a blush, even though it's an eyeshadow. So not the greatest, but not the worst. And then for highlight, she doesn't have any highlights, so I'm going to pop on a highlighter and be right back. So moving on to the eyes, this is the Volume 2 palette. She did come out with Volume 1, but I believe they're both called Reina de Caribe. And this is what it looks like. So really, really beautiful. You have 4 shimmers here and then 4 mattes here. As you can see from me swatching, this pink shade was really, really crumbly. This shade and this shade here kind of have a different consistency than the yellow and the black, but still very, very pretty. And this retails for $28. And then I also got, she has 2 different eye trios. The Volume 1 of the eye brushes were sold out, so I got the Volume 2. So you have a blending brush, then kind of a more flat brush here, like a packing brush, and then a kind of like liner brush. And this retails for $18. And these are all of the shades swatched. As you can see, they are extremely, extremely pigmented. The pink shade and the kind of mauve, I'm sorry, the dark burgundy shade here swatched a little bit patchy, but not terrible. The yellow isn't the greatest, but still really good, and look how beautiful that black looks. And the shimmers are just stunning. So to start off with, I'm going to take the shade Mambo, which is the yellow shade right here, and I'm going to put this in the front part of my crease. And for the way it's swatched, it really shows up nicely on the eyes. It's not extremely pigmented like I mentioned earlier, but still shows up really, really nicely. If you do have a darker complexion than me, I don't know how pigmented this would be on you. So if you do have it and you are darker than I am, please let me know down in the comments how you like this palette. I will say that Alamar Cosmetics, as far as like inclusion goes for all different skin types, is amazing, especially for a very small indie brand where everything is made here in the US, based in Miami. She is doing a fantastic job. And her name is Gabby, by the way. She is a makeup artist based in Miami. So looking really, really good. I'm going to stick with this same brush, and I'm going to go into Flamingo, which is the pink shade here, and I'm going to put that on the outer part of the eye. Again, this is it's very, very pigmented, as you can see, so I'm going to tap off my brush, but it does create a lot of kick up. There is a lot of powder left in the pan. Again, I don't mind just because I do tap off my brush, but if that is something that you don't like, just keep that in mind and do your eyes first. I'm just going to put this in the outer half. Going back in with the yellow just to kind of intensify it. Alright, so that is that. I'm going to take a very small kind of more detailed blending brush, and I'm going to go in with the shade Damas, which is this burgundy shade here, and I'm going to put this on the outer corner just to kind of define that outer V. And I'm just barely tapping into the pan. I went ahead and zoomed you guys in just because I felt that you were really far away. So I brought you in a little bit closer. Taking it slightly into the crease with barely any product left, just so there's just a little bit of pigmentation. Alright, and as for the lid color, I think I want to go in with Tambao. I'm probably pronouncing that incorrectly, but it is this beautiful kind of coppery champagne-y shade right here, and I'm going to take this on my finger. I'm going to apply this right on the lid. These are absolutely stunning. And I like how they're not super crumbly at all. So going back in with that brush that we used for the Damash shade and just kind of make sure that it's really nice and blended and there's no harsh lines. You can go back and forth as many times as you want just to make sure that it looks more cohesive and together. And then for the inner corner, I'm going to do something a little bit different, and I'm going to take the shade Azúcar, which I'm pretty sure means sugar. I could be wrong, and I probably am, but that's the shade right there. And I'm going to pop this on the inner corner. Wow, that is so pretty. I know it looks a little bit strange now, but I promise it'll come together in the end. I am just barely tapping into the pan with this, and oh my goodness, so beautiful. Okay, I'm going to go in with my flat liner brush from Alamar Cosmetics, this one here. And I am going to take a mix of Mambo and Flamingo and do the same thing I did on the lower lash line that I did on the upper lash line with the pink and the... Actually, I'm going to take a little bit more of a fluffy brush to start off with. I'm going to take a rougher, what is this? Rougher number 12, and I'm going to use this to kind of smoke out the lower lash line using Flamingo, which is the pink shade, on the outer portion, and then Mambo on the inner portion. Same thing with the upper lid. I'm just going to kind of follow the same thing on the lower lash line that I did on the top. So Mambo on the inside. There we are, and then I'm going to go in with Damas, which is that, again, burgundy shade here, and use this liner brush and smudge this really close to the lower lash line, almost like a liner. Alright, there we go. And then I am going to finish off the eyes, and I will be back to do the lips. Alright, so these are the eyes done with liner and mascara. For my lower lash line, I used the Charlotte Tilbury double-ended eyeliner. This is the, I believe, just the purple one. I don't think it has a name. Mesmerizing Maroon. Sorry. So I used the matte purple side there for the lower lash line, and then for the top, I just did a brown liner, just really pushing into the lash line. I didn't want to do a wing or anything to take away from the look. And my mascara is the Thrive Cosmetics mascara, which I love, very lengthening. So those are the eyes done. Moving on to the lips, which I'm very excited about. So she recently just launched a lip duo called the Birthday Suit, because it is her 2-year anniversary this year. So the Birthday Suit bundle comes with the lip liner in Birthday Suit, and then the lip gloss in Birthday Suit, which is here, very, very pretty. And then there was also a bundle for 2 lip liners and the Birthday Suit. So this is the lip liner in the shade Coqueta. Let me see if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Coqueta. I'm sure that is incorrect, but that is it here. These lip liners are unbelievably creamy. Oh my goodness. I don't know how long they last on the lips, but man, the creaminess is amazing. So these are them swatched here. So you have the Coqueta Liner here, Birthday Suit Liner, and then the Birthday Suit Gloss, which is really, really nice. It's like a pinky nude with gold shift in it, as you can see. The glosses retail for $15. The liners are $12 each, but then I got the bundle for all 3 for $35. So $35 for these 3 here. And since I did hear such good things about the gloss, I went ahead and picked up a gloss in the shade Dulce. They're all from the same, I think all her lip glosses are called Las Desnudas. I'm definitely pronouncing that incorrect, but that's the name of the gloss collection, or the glosses, and then the shade is Dulce, which is more like a light nude, and then Birthday Suit, which is the bottom pink one there. So there is Dulce swatched. It's very, very light. And the one thing that I do like about these applicators is that on one side, I don't know if you guys can see that, but on this one side, it's like rubber on the inside, and then one side, oh, there you go, you can see it right there. And then one side is kind of fluffy. So it's really nice because this kind of rubbery side holds the product, so it's not glopping all over the lips. It's really, really nice. These are a thicker gloss, and by thick, I don't mean sticky. Like, it's not sticky at all. So this is definitely a good gloss formula. It's gonna last on the lips a lot longer than most. So really, really nice. Again, this is the shade Dulce. And then for Birthday Suit, I'm going to actually line my lips with the Birthday Suit lip liner and then fill it in with the gloss. This is the perfect shade for me just because it's very, very close to my lip color, so I could kind of outline my lips, make them a little bit bigger, or overdraw my lips. That's what I was looking for. I could overdraw my lips just a tad. So that is the Birthday Suit liner. I'm going to apply the lip gloss now. Alright, and that is the look complete. I'm going to zoom you guys out and go over my final thoughts. I absolutely love the way this look came out. Again, this is not the first time I've done it, but oh my goodness, I feel like I could do this look and wear this look every day. It was so simple and easy, and I love the kind of different pop of silver on the inner corner. I know it's not for everyone, but I really do love it. As far as I'm going to start off with the lips just because it was the last thing I put on. So I have been using all of these products pretty regularly. I mean, I know we wear masks everywhere we go these days, but I do have on lip gloss underneath, and I have been carrying these to the Birthday Suit combo in my purse. I cannot wait to get my hands on the Dulce lip liner just because that one is a little bit more like not as pink, more like a nude liner than this, and a little bit more on the brown side, which is what I prefer. So I can't wait for that to come back in stock. This lip gloss formula is stunning. Probably one of my top lip gloss formulas up there with like Fenty and Pat McGrath. So for the price, can't complain. I'm just going to work my way backwards here. So for the eyes, you know, this eyeshadow palette, I'm not gonna lie, didn't really spark like inspiration or joy whenever I saw it online. The Volume 1 palette spoke to me a little bit more as far as like how I would use it and how often I would use it. So for that to be sold out and to get this one instead, I really, really love the look I created. I used 5 shades out of the 8. But to make this dark, to make this look a little bit more like smoky, you could use this shade here. You could have used that to darken up the outer corner and really smoke that out. So that's really, really nice to have in the palette. And it did swatch really nicely for a black. As far as how it works on the eyes, I'm not too sure. But I really, really love the way this look came out. And I can't wait to play more with the colors. I wouldn't mind doing this same 2 shades in the crease, but using Mojito, which is the green shade, all over the lid. That'd be pretty cool. And then maybe the purple shimmer. So I really like this a lot more than I thought I would, and I have been reaching for it quite a bit in the past few weeks, so love that. And then moving on to the bronzers, this is probably the most thing I was excited about besides the lip gloss, of course, just because I love bronzers and the fact that it does have a brightening powder and 2 bronzer shades. This is perfect to travel with. I really do feel like the kind of banana shade, it made my eyes bright. I mean, my under eyes were already bright, but I felt like it toned down the brightness and made more of like a yellow brightness to match my skin tone a lot better, which I really, really love. It does have hyaluronic acid. I do have dry skin. I'm sure even if you have oily skin, this will work just fine. But again, love this. I love every single thing that I got. Her brushes performed beautifully. There was nothing to complain about. I know the only brush I did not use was this kind of flat shader brush. It is dirty because I did use it yesterday, and it performed amazing. So these are all of these 6 brushes. Sorry if I can get it together. So these are it there. Really, really nice. I wouldn't mind picking up her other eye trio, which I believe also retails for $18 when it does come back in stock. And the blushes, again, something I cannot wait to get my hands on because they just look beautiful. So overall thoughts, everything I've used was awesome. And tell me what you guys think. If you've tried Alamar Cosmetics, what you think about it. If you haven't, I highly suggest that you do and support local Latino-owned businesses. She does hire mostly people of color as far as Latinos go, which is really, really nice. And she did express wanting to kind of branch out and hire more people of color, which is amazing. Something I can definitely stand behind. But yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and until next time. Bye guys.